Welcome back, everybody, to For Goodness Take. Today, we have Iowa State center Michael Jacobson. Michael, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you. So today we're going to talk some basketball, banter back and forth, and all that good stuff. To kick it off, what is your earliest memory ever of basketball?
Yeah, one of my earliest memories of basketball was probably I was living in Minnesota, Twin Cities area. My dad was one of the team doctors for the Timberwolves, and I just remember going to those games and watching guys like Kevin Garnett and Wally Szczerbiak play, and just go out there and compete every night. It just kind of inspired me, and my family's a pretty sports oriented family as well. So just kind of my earliest memories were going to games like that, and then just playing in the little rec leagues, YMCA leagues, things like that. So
Okay. Big sports family. Are you guys a Vikings, Timberwolves family?
man, not so much anymore. It was a pretty quick stop. I wouldn't say our family has any particular allegiances to any professional sports teams, but yeah, we do consume a lot of sports. We watch everything: NFL, football, NBA basketball, college sports, baseball, the whole nine. So yeah, we definitely watch a lot of stuff, but not particular fans of anybody.
Okay. My friend and I are having this debate of like which are the most fun to watch in order, and my top three in order are NFL, NCAA basketball, and NCAA football. So can you
That's
give me
fair.
your top three?
Yeah, my top three. I think the NBA playoffs are second to none. So I think I'd probably have to take the NBA first, and then I would say probably NCAA football would be second, and then NCAA basketball. I would say probably. I mean, NCAA football, NCAA basketball, are pretty close for me probably. But yeah, I mean, if it's March Madness, I mean, there's nothing like that. But
Yeah.
NCAA football on Saturdays, man, I love catching those games.
You go to them or you just watch them on TV?
Man, when I was at Nebraska and Iowa State, we got tickets to the games, so I would go to those games. I definitely enjoyed it. Played football all throughout high school, so yeah, I was definitely a football fan and would attend the games, but not so much anymore. I haven't been. Other than that, I didn't really go to a ton of games, but yeah, love sitting down and Friday night just seeing who all is playing on the CBS and ESPN and who's got what. So.
Okay. What position do you play, and like why did you transition from football to basketball?
Yeah, in football, I played tight end and defensive end. It was just I kind of played all three growing up. Pretty active kid, like I said, big sports family. So I played basketball, baseball, football, all the way through high school. Stopped playing baseball after my freshman year of high school just because it got tough with AU basketball in the summers as well. In Iowa, baseball is a summer sport. They don't do it in the spring, so it made it tough just to continue. But yeah, throughout high school, finished out playing basketball and football, and did both simultaneously. So it was just one of those things that I enjoyed. It was kind of a little bit of a break. I took basketball probably more seriously than I took football, and just getting the chance to kind of go out there and enjoy it more as just like a hobby as opposed to like, man, this is like basketball is where my dreams and goals and where I want my future to be. So
Okay. Didn't Iowa State offer you to play football originally in high
yeah,
school?
yeah, yeah. Coming out of high school, they did offer me a football scholarship. I went to a couple of their camps, did end up getting the football scholarship. Got recruited for basketball as well under Coach Hoiberg, but just never kind of came to fruition with the offer or anything. But obviously, ended up back there a couple years later, so it all worked out.
You committed to Nebraska originally. Why'd you commit to Nebraska?
Yeah, it was just one of those things. Coach Miles was a great guy in recruiting, and just got to know him pretty well, and they had some good things going at that time. They were coming off a big time season, finished I think top 4 or 5 in the Big Ten, and were preseason top 25 my senior year of high school. So I was excited about that. I made the commitment before my senior year started. Wanted to kind of get it over with. The AU season had come to an end. I didn't really want to wait around. I was like, I feel pretty good about my options. Brand new facilities over there. There was a lot of excitement, like I said, around the program. So, it just seemed kind of like a no-brainer. It was close to home, but, at the same time, kind of far away, different state, obviously, and, about two and a half hours from where I'm from. So, it was away from home, but not too far away from home type thing. So just kind of felt like the perfect fit. I was excited, to get over there, but things obviously didn't work out, and it all took care of itself, I guess.
In your 2 seasons there, who was the hardest team to play on the road in the Big Ten?
The hardest teams to play on the road?
Yeah.
Man, I always thought Michigan State was tough on the road, and man, I think Purdue would probably have to be the other one. Purdue's got a great atmosphere. Indiana's tough. I mean, you can go down the list in that conference. There aren't a lot of easy places to play, but take your pick of two of those three: Indiana, Purdue, and Michigan State.
Did you ever have to guard Matt Harms when he was at Purdue?
I did not have to guard Matt Harms. I guarded like AJ Hammonds, Isaac Haas, Caleb Swanigan, like those guys. So
Caleb Swanigan.
Big
how
boys
tough was he?
Yeah.
How tough was Caleb Swanigan to guard?
Man. Oh shoot! Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, no, he was really good player. Just physically, obviously has the size, athletically has the tools, and just had skills as well. I mean, I remember my senior year of AAU, I played for Mocan Elite, and he played for the Speech Indy Heat. And they had a good team, and we ended up playing him a couple times. Played him in the regular season of the EYBL, and then in the Peach Jam again. So, I'd known him for a little bit and kind of knew his game. And yeah, he was always just a very good player.
Were you on that MoCon team with Michael Porter and Trae Young?
So they were 2 years after I was there. Trae Young was not there yet, but Porter was in the program. And we would actually, he played up on the team that was a year younger than I was, and we would scrimmage against them in practice and stuff. And yeah, me and Porter, I mean, we knew each other and guarded each other a fair amount in those scrimmages, just both kind of playing that stretch four type role. So yeah, I knew who he was, but yeah, it was fun to follow those guys. After I finished up and just seeing the success they had. I mean, that's to win that Peach Jam is a tough deal, man. And for Mocan to get it done twice, it just, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you played in the EYBL circuit, in my opinion, the best of the three circuits, the Big Ten and the Big 12. Throughout all those years, who has been the hardest guy for you to guard?
Man, the toughest guy for me to guard was probably Miles Bridges, I think. When he was at Michigan State, my sophomore year, he was tough, man. He's good. I mean, you see what he's doing in the NBA now. Obviously having success there. NBA is the highest level of basketball in the world. So that just tells you how good he is. And just getting to play against him in college. I mean, just physically, kind of same boat as Swanigan. Just physically. It's all there, size, athleticism, and then just has that skill too to, handle the ball, shoot the three, everything. So.
Okay. I've seen Miles Bridges highlights online. I've never seen him in person. What's his bounce like in real life?
Man, Miles Bridges' bounce is, it's ridiculous. I would guess, those highlight videos will give you an idea, but until you really see it, it's pretty crazy. He's a freak athlete, man. One of those guys,
Did he ever catch you under the rim?
No, he didn't. Luckily I was never on the wrong end of one of those. But I will admit, I've been pretty fortunate throughout my career. I haven't been dunked on very much, but I will say in the EYBL circuit we were playing Woods Elite, the team from Arkansas, and Malik Monk was on that team, and we were playing a 2-3 zone, and I was in the middle of it, and I was late on rotation. He baseline cut and dunked one pretty good. So I did get put on a poster there, I think. But I don't know if there's any pictures of it. So
kind of funny how they ended up on the same team, him and Miles Bridges.
Right. Yeah.
After Nebraska, we all know you went to Iowa State. What made you choose Iowa State when you transferred?
Yeah, so I was hearing from a number of different schools. I had it down. I had 5 visits actually scheduled. I only took 2. And I think Iowa State, it was just one of those things where, I'm very close with my family. So Iowa State being 45 minutes away from where I'm from just gave them a great opportunity to, be able to come to the games, make it easy. And then just, Iowa State's had some of the success, especially recently, last 7-8 years, with transfers and forwards, guys like George Niang, Melvin Edgum, whoever it may be, just good players, guys that have gotten, shots in the NBA and, had great careers. So I think it was one of those things where, I was just excited to be a part of, the success they had. And, obviously the Big 12 Conference too is a great basketball conference, and it's a little bit warmer than the Big 10. So I was excited to play in Texas instead of, Maryland or Minnesota or something. So, yeah, it was, it just kind of made sense for me, I guess, was the biggest thing. The one thing I found, I think, is, being a kid from out of state and going to another state, it's sometimes hard to get people to pay attention. And just coming back to Iowa, it just showed me how much, people really cared about, what I was doing, and just kind of everyone, I started getting more texts and calls and people reaching out and things like that. Like, yeah, saw your game, good job, whatever. So, it was just fun to be a kid from Iowa and get a chance to go to an in-state school.
Okay. What made you – so you said you had 5 schools and you took 2 official visits. What were those 5 schools and the other official visit?
Yeah, so the other official visit I took was to Davidson.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, they got their own little basketball story, Steph Curry and everything like that. They got a good program as well. But, just pretty far from home. Just wasn't, for whatever reason, exactly what I was looking for. And, I visited out there. I don't even think Iowa State was technically an official visit. I actually went up there. My parents were out of town, so I took one of my best friends, and we drove up there. And, it's one of those things where I'd been around it a bunch in high school. I kind of had been through all the recruiting trips for both football and basketball. So, I didn't really need to go around and see campus. And, being a guy that was a transfer, I knew what I was looking for. I wasn't, you weren't going to show me a table of sweatshirts and sweatpants and T-shirts and all that stuff and be like, look at all the gear we get and, look at this and that. It was more about my development as a player and, where we're going to win games. So I didn't need the big, 2-3 day trip and all that stuff. But those were the 2 visits I took. And then the other schools were Colorado, Wichita State, and Clemson.
Okay.
I had visits set up. So
I had some brothers that went through CU, and they are huge fans of the basketball team. What made you choose CU as your final top 5?
Yeah, I really liked the coach. He was a great guy, seemed really down to earth. So, I just kind of connected with him on the phone, and, my parents felt comfortable with them as well. And obviously, Colorado Boulder is a beautiful place. So, the campus was going to be pretty nice. And I know I just said, like, that stuff didn't matter to me as much, but you want to be a place where you're comfortable and are enjoying it. So that was something, that stood out to me. And just, obviously the Pac-12 has, a good basketball pedigree in itself, UCLA, Washington, Oregon, Arizona, a lot of great teams, that play in that league as well. So I think it was just, getting them in there. I think the main thing was probably just, my comfort level with coach.
Okay. Similar to the Big 10 question, who's hardest to play on the road? Big 12. I'm assuming Kansas, but if there's a team that I'm surprised, who's the hardest to play on the road in the Big 12?
Yeah, I would say Kansas, no question. They sell it out every night. Doesn't matter who they're playing, and their fans are crazy, and they're on top of you, and it's a big arena, and it's historic, and they're good. So definitely makes for a tough atmosphere. They got diehard basketball fans out there, and they love it. If there was like a surprise, I'm trying to think real quick. I would say West Virginia is not easy either. I don't know if people would expect that or not, but just, it's kind of the only school that's out there on the East Coast. Everybody else is kind of in that, one strip right down the middle. So it makes, the trips a little bit different. And just, they obviously have great basketball pedigree too at West Virginia. They've had a ton of success as well. And, they got good, big physical teams that they play with. And, Huggins is a great coach. So they always, it was never easy out there either.
Okay. Was there that one team in the Big 12 you're like, God, I do not want to play them for whatever reason?
No, to be honest, I don't think so, man. I really enjoyed it. The opportunities to go out and compete, and the conference is set up great. None of the flights are too long or whatever. Some of those flights from Lincoln to, College Park, Maryland were a little long, and it was cold and everything like that. So, to be able to fly from, Ames, Iowa to, Dallas, Fort Worth and spend a weekend in, 75-degree weather was never a bad thing. I kind of, I liked all the places we went, and it's just, like I said, a good basketball conference and was set up real well, I thought.
Yeah. Well, sadly, your Cyclone career came to an end this season. But
Mhm.
what's next for you? Where are you taking yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to keep playing, man. I signed with an agent, a guy named Adam Goods out of 3i Sports. So we've been, working together here for a couple months now. I've actually had interviews with San Antonio, Minnesota, Memphis. Hopefully got some more coming up. We've talked, there's been a few more teams that have reached out. And just with everything, the NBA guys just going back to the bubble and everything like that, it's a little slow right now. But, I think hopefully end of July, early August, have some more interviews. And then, just talking to a number of teams overseas as well. I've got some interest in Spain, Germany, Finland, Japan. So we'll see how everything shakes out, and just hopefully keep playing, man. My goal is to get to the NBA. I believe I'm that caliber of a player with the right opportunity. So I'm just, right now I'm keep working and, hope it all takes care of itself.
Okay. I know some NBA players say there's nothing like college basketball, though, once they come to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
As a Cyclone, what was your favorite memory?
I think it has to be winning the Big 12 championship my junior year. That's one of those like special things that not everyone can say they did. Was win a championship at that level. So, just that team was a lot of fun too, man. We had a lot of good guys, a lot of guys that I was friends with, and just how the year went for us. Just a ton of memories from it, and we were kind of on a little bit of a slip. Towards the end, I think we had lost, 5 out of 6 or 5 out of 7 or something like that. So weren't playing well. And, just to get down to Kansas City in my first Big 12 tournament and, kind of get everybody clicking on the same page again and rattle off 3 in a row against, Baylor, Kansas State, and Kansas, was pretty special, especially, coming, we had lost to Baylor twice that year. So to, get them in that big moment. And then, Kansas State obviously had won the conference, had a great team, was in the Elite Eight, 2 years before that or whatever, or a year before that, was special, and they're tough. And, like I said, they had a great team. So to get that done and then, go in and obviously beat Kansas in a Big 12 championship in Kansas City is, just pretty special and something that I'll never forget.
Okay. Settle this debate for me. Who is the best Power 5 conference?
The best Power 5 conference? Man, the homer in me wants to say the Big 12, obviously. But, man, if I had to honestly objectively say, I think probably the ACC. If you look at, what they've recently done and how much success they've had. And, you got teams like North Carolina and Duke in there. It's, it's pretty hard to say that they're not. So, I think I'd probably have to give the edge to best basketball conference as the ACC.
Could you rank them 1 through 5 for me?
Okay. Yeah, I can. Okay, yeah. 1 through 5. So 1 ACC, 2. I'm gonna put us right there, Big 12. 3 Big 10. 4 SEC. I think the SEC has been getting a lot better, better basketball. So I'll put them at 4, and then probably Pac-12 5, just because, I think personally, I think that Pac-12 it's been down a little bit lately. Arizona hasn't been quite as good as they were. Oregon's obviously, improved a ton over the last 4 or 5 years. But, I think I think at that point, if you're trying to rank the Power 5 school conferences, it's, you're getting pretty nitpicky. They're all there's no slouches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. It fluctuates for me every day. Sometimes I say ACC is the best. Other days I say Big Ten is the best. It kind of just what I'm feeling that day.
It kind of depends on what brand of basketball you like too. I mean, I think SEC's got a ton of athletes. Overall basketball, I'll probably say the ACC. Big 12, man, a lot of scoring, like to get up and down. Big 10's kind of more grinded out, defensive oriented. And then I would say the Pac-12's, got a little bit of everything. Washington kind of keeps it low scoring and plays defense. Oregon seems like they like to get up and down. Arizona likes to get up and down. So, it's hard to say. And just, it's one of those things, that I think, like I said, you're getting pretty nitpicky at that point. There's no, I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, I would rather go play Arizona over, Purdue or something. There's no easy games there. So, yeah.
I'm going to switch gears on you. So this is called the speed round. I'm gonna say a word, and you're gonna say a phrase, memory, do an action, whatever comes to your mind. Speak it, say it, do it. All
Okay.
up to you.
Okay.
Ready for this?
Yeah.
Best team in Iowa.
Iowa State.
I had Bakari Evelyn on the show, and he said Iowa.
Of
So
course you did. I mean, I got to go Iowa State, man. I mean, it's tough. They got, we only get to play them one time a year. It's early in the year. So, unfortunately, we didn't always have my 2 years at Iowa State. We lost actually to them both times. But I think, overall success of the program, I'm taking Iowa State, no doubt.
okay. Big Mike.
Mike Jacobson.
Do people call you Big Mike?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I would say a fair amount of nicknames, but yeah, Big Mike's one of them.
Ames.
Ames. Oddly satisfying.
Oddly, what makes you say oddly satisfying?
It's one of those things where it's just, I don't know, it's just like a college town, man. Like they love their sports, and like it might not seem big and flashy and whatever it might not be the nicest, biggest campus, but man, it is kind of one of those hidden gems, I feel like. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Hidden gem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Lottery pick.
Okay. Do you think he's gonna make some noise in the NBA?
Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, I do. It's obviously, it's just crazy how everything's like worked out this year. Especially for those guys that are expecting to be first round picks. It's like, your dream's going to be coming true in June. Well, no, it's not. You got to wait till October. So I think everything's just getting shaken up, and it's going to be interesting to see how everyone handles it. And, but yeah, I mean, I think, he's got the size and tools. So
Coming from a teammate of his, what is his ceiling? Because personally, I've never seen him play live, and I've never seen him in practices. But you
yeah,
see him pretty much every day during the season. So
right.
what do you think he's gonna pan out to be?
Man, that's hard to say. I mean, I think definitely, a solid player, in the NBA, the highest level. So I think that's one of those things that obviously there's, a ton of, I don't know the right word, I guess, a ton of respect that goes along with that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, he's got the size, he's got the, skills, he's got a great IQ. So I think, it's one of those things where, I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about him,
Mm-hmm. Michael Jacobson.
Overlooked.
Okay, I like that one. I mean, it might be a little hard to because you're like way up here, but I think you mean it in the metaphorical sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say metaphorical.
I'm gonna switch it up on you one more time, okay?
All right.
So I'm a 5-star point guard from Los Angeles who's cut my list down to 4 schools: UCLA, Oregon, Kansas, and can you guess the fourth one?
Duke.
Iowa State.
Iowa State. Oh, okay. I should have known that. I thought you were going all blue bloods. My bad.
No, I don't consider UCLA a blue blood, but that's a different story.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'm 5-star point guard. Cut my list down to those 4 schools. How are you gonna convince me to commit to Iowa State?
How am I going to convince you to go to Iowa State? Man, I would just tell you, look at the success they've had with point guards. I mean, obviously, Coach Prohm's gotten to coach, Isaiah Cannon and, Cameron Payne. And, just look at – and then guys that we've had, Monte Morris and, Tyrese now. So I think, you look at that, look at the point guards that they've had and dealt with and, guys that, they kind of made players or whatever. It's just one of those things where it's like, why wouldn't you want to be in that system? Especially, you look at the way Iowa State plays right now. It's very, guard oriented. The point guard has the ball in his hands a ton. So why not take that opportunity, man, if you're a point guard?
How's the coach? What's the coach like?
He's good, man. Down to earth guy. Really family oriented. Just, not a yeller or a screamer. So if you're a guy that, is into that, probably not the place for you. But, if you want to be, treated like a man and respected, then Iowa State's the spot.
Okay, paint me this picture. It's game day at the Hilton Coliseum. What are the fans like? What's the team like? What's the other team like? Just give me the whole scoop of that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got I like your background there,
Thank you.
looking good. But yeah, I mean, just imagine that thing, 18,000 seats or whatever, 15, 16,000 seats full, packed to the brim, loud. I mean, Iowa State, Ames, the Cyclone fans are diehard basketball fans. So they're gonna be in there. They're gonna be cheering you on. It's gonna be loud, and you're gonna go compete. So if that's what you're looking for, then I think that's definitely the place to be. As far as painting the picture, I mean, I don't know how else to do it. I mean, you're gonna just that arena behind you is gonna be full, man, with people cheering you on. So
Okay, I think I've heard enough. With everything you said, I'm gonna commit to Iowa State University. Go
there you
Cyclones.
go. I like it. Let's go, baby.
4-time Big 12 championship coming up.
There you go. Yeah, we need it. Need it, man. 4 more.
Well, with that everything being said, this concludes this episode of For Goodness Take. Michael, thank you so much for being on the show. Any final questions or comments?
No, man, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity and did a great job. Keep going with it, man. Just keep working and building your brand, and I'll be looking out for you.
Thank you so much. Best of luck to you in your NBA career, because I will see you in the NBA sometime soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it, boss.
Of course.
See you, man.
See ya. Peace.